Okay, so I gotta talk about it because honestly, it's hilarious what's been going on over the last few days. If you're not aware, I'm going to give you the brief explanation. Boris, which is the creator of Claude Code, has come out and said that now, apparently, he doesn't prompt his agents anymore. He actually creates loops that then prompts the agents, whatever that means. So in the original video, which I can seem to find because there seems to be some problem with Twitter X, he said that again, he instead of just prompting his agents, now he builds a loop on top of it, like an abstraction, he said, that then prompts the agents, which I'm very confused because that's just like more prompting on top of another prompt as far as I'm concerned. And I understand that he works for Anthropic, so he's trying to do his thing, sell this vision of doing everything more automatically, having to be less involved. But I just think that it came out as just again very funny and also very out of touch, because first of all, in my mind, to even be able to do what he's talking about, you would need to waste a lot of tokens. If you're not aware, we're now going into a phase where prices are starting to increase a lot because companies are not subsidizing as much as they used to the token prices, which means that now we're actually seeing the real cost of using AI to code day to day. And someone coming out right now during this shift that is happening and saying, instead of going ahead and prompting your agents, you should actually let them do more work to then prompt the agents. I mean, I'm not even understanding what's the point here. Basically, as far as I understand it, he's creating a prompt for an agent that is going to prompt other agents. I'm not really sure. And this is my second point, which is, first, it's very out of touch since this is obviously going to make us spend a lot more tokens. And then it's also something that is so abstract in the sense that he doesn't really explain, which makes it so confusing. But of course, because it's Boris, the creator of Claude Code, it started to gain a lot of traction, and now everyone seems to be talking about loops all of a sudden. So I'm going to share with you here a couple of tweets that again I find just hilarious, because you're going to see in just a second. So Peter Steinberger, the creator of OpenClaw, which is more or less, as far as I'm concerned, the Boris of OpenAI. So Anthropic has Boris, OpenAI has Peter, and he said, here's a monthly reminder that you shouldn't be prompting coding agents anymore. You should be designing loops that prompt your agent. So you should be building prompts that prompts your agents. Like, again, very confusing. And then someone posted this tweet, which Peter retweeted, saying that, folks, it is just control loop. Think of Kubernetes, which again, I'm not even sure what we're talking about anymore at this point. You write desire state spec, what to observe status, the controller, and kube let, and you let the control loop sense and actuate to prompt drive the agent. Obviously, the right idea as AI gets smarter, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense, because as far as I'm concerned, if the AI is getting smarter, we don't need to do all of these shenanigans on top of it, which just end up wasting again a lot of tokens and do nothing to add to the actual work that we're trying to do. Because just again, I keep saying this because it just doesn't make any sense to me, the fact that we are like prompting the AI, because at the end of the day, all of these things that he's talking about, they're just prompts basically, unless you like maybe create a script for the AI to verify some kind of desired output, which we were already doing until now. This is something that has been done, I would say, from the very beginning when people started using Claude Code a lot more and these coding agents, where you just have some kind of output. You can think of it as an automated test, and if that matches, then the agent knows that the output is correct and that the task was successful. But then the agent is going to edit those tests, maybe it's maybe going to interpret it in a different way to be able to say that the task was done, and the exact same thing can happen here. The only thing I see is a lot more complexity being added on top. And obviously, cherry on top is an entire article which was written. I'm not going to read this off, honestly, and like not now while I'm recording, not later. I haven't read it. Like basically what I got from this was the tweet and not a lot more, because I'm not going to waste much time on this, but basically talks about what is even a loop, Peter versus Boris, and like just again more complexity being added on top of something that is clear that, while very helpful, is not able to do the work of programmers in the sense that these people are pushing. I've talked about this many times in this channel. I went through this journey where I actually tried to use these tools to be able to do most, if not all all of my development work. And it was very interesting. It was an exploration, and I really tried to say, okay, the AI is still making a lot of mistakes. I need to now do this thing. Now I need skills. Now I need hooks. Now I need rules. Now I need agents.md. I mean, the entire thing. I went through this entire thing, and just like me, I know that a lot of you watching probably went through this exact same phase, and you come out on the other end just thinking, okay, this was interesting, but none of these things actually fixed the problem. It was just basically trying to layer more stuff on top of an already very like shaky foundation. And that's the reason I think this is very funny, because some of these people either haven't realized this yet or have realized and have very strong incentives. And obviously I'm talking here about these two people who are employed by these big companies, who have the incentive to come out and say, okay, my workflow right now is this much more complex that allows me to do more things. And obviously they don't come out and show any kinds of examples, like almost as a marketing tech. And just reading some of these comments were some of the funniest things that I've seen in a while, because as you can see, no, you should be building harnesses that run your loops. The natural next step is creating a loop designer that prompts your agents, wondering when my agents will cut me off because I am dead weight. Which just the first thing that it reminds me of is that guy from Instagram, the manipulating time guy, which I'm going to just leave here a brief video of his stuff.
So now what I've done is I've stacked that up and manipulated over time. I've manipulated time. I'm going to kick your butt. Okay? I'm going to kick your butt, dude. Your butt's going to get kicked because I'm having a day every minute. All right? Stack that up over a week. That's thousands of days, you idiot.
A million is 10 doubles away from a billion.
A million's also almost a billion away from a billion. So why even double it? Why not just billion it?
And it automatically reminded me of him, because like, where is this going to end? So we now have these harnesses that run your loops, when in fact what you should be doing is build a loop that prompts your agents to be able to build a harness that then runs the loop that prompts your agents, which in the end is going to write your code. So like, you just need to add more stuff and more, and in the end you're going to get your desired output. So yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's just, I guess at this point, the only thing that we can do is just try to laugh at it a little bit and have fun, because I think that with time, these things are going to eventually fade away, because people are realizing, okay, this is a nice technology. It's very useful. There are a lot of useful stuff that we can do with it, but it's not what these people are trying to make it seem like it is.